Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Kyle, also known as Simulation Lab, here in Brooklyn, New York. I haven't made a tutorial in a little while. I've been quite busy for the past few months, well, since last August, um, making a game. Um, and so I wanted to create a video to sort of discuss what the game is and show you guys some of the features that you can expect to be released in the beta that's coming very soon, within the next few weeks. Some more news on that later. But yeah, so anyway, so the game is titled Byte Battle, and it is a multiplayer Web3 enabled shooter game that is playable in any web browser. And so I've been developing this for, like I said, since last August, and there's a couple different reasons why I decided to make this game. One of them specifically being because I think a lot of games in the sort of traditional gaming world, like the Web 2 space, um, lack true ownership, lack the ability for players to truly own the assets that they use and play with in the game, right? And what I mean by that is like, if you're familiar with, I don't know, Counter Strike skins, or like any kind of game skins for Fortnite or whatever, you can purchase those from the development company, right? But you can't really resell them without, sort of going against the EULA of the game studio, right? Um, so what it allows, like what true ownership allows people to do, is to take their assets outside of the game, trade them on some kind of market where they have actual value. So that's why this game is Web3 enabled. And what I really mean by that is that the characters in this game are NFTs, which can be purchased and owned and traded outside of the game, which is really neat, which I find really fascinating about the whole blockchain space in general. Another reason why I wanted to make this game is because last year, um, well, even today, there just really isn't that many cool, fun games to play in the Web3 space, right? And there's all kinds of staking games and stuff, which are basically just like a staking interface with cool pictures. It's not really like a game, like a fun game. So I wanted to make like a really super fun, action-packed game that that you can collect, these sort of collectible assets like these characters, and also earn real money, earn cryptocurrency playing the game, right? But at the core of it, it's also just a fun game, even if you choose to play it without all the Web3 stuff. Like you could still just log in with a basic username and password, or even log in anonymously and just play, right? It would completely disregard all the Web3 stuff. But if you want to dip your toes in the water a little bit with that kind of idea of true digital ownership, this game allows you to do stuff like that. So that's the general reason why I decided to make the game. Um, anyway, so let's jump into it. So this is Byte Battle. I have a little teaser video that I'll pull up here and we can take a look at. Of course, I had to bring my sense of humor to it a little bit. Cool. All right, so let's break down a little bit about what's actually shown um, in this trailer here, this game trailer. So at the beginning, it mentions that there is 128 unique characters. So in the game, there's 128 characters, right? They all have unique names and unique little backstory about why they're in this world. It's sort of part of the lore of the game. Um, and then on top of that, so there's 2,048 total editions. that are going to be minted on the Polygon blockchain, right? So there'll be 16 additions per character. Um, and the great thing about the characters is that all of the characters belong to 8 gangs, right? In the game, and a gang is sort of like a character class, right? And so each of those character classes, the gangs, have a special skill, like a unique sort of special weapon that they can use in the game, right? So that's sort of like part of the utility of playing of owning one of the characters is you have a special skill. Um, there's a bunch of other utilities that are involved with owning a character, which we'll get into in a little bit. Has to do with like the play and earn tournaments. So what I mentioned before is, by playing this game, you can earn cryptocurrency. You can earn Matic. Um, you have to own one of the characters in order to access those parts of the game, right? Which we'll cover briefly here, but that stuff is not going to be released until after the character mint. So that's something that we'll make videos about in the future when that it gets a little bit more refined. Um, once that stuff is released. But other than that, other than the characters, there are NFT cosmetics, right? So there's like all kinds of hats and glasses, and helmets and hairstyles and all that kind of stuff, um, face masks, that you can use to customize your character, right? And so you can look different in the game and dress them up the way you want. You know what I mean? So anyway, so let's disconnect here and I'll show you guys what the game looks like. Okay, so there's a couple different ways to register or sign into the game, right? First way is a sort of traditional Web 2 way, which is requires an email and password, right? So if you sign up, you can register with a username, email, and a password, right? And so you can use that to sign up and register for the game. And you can always, sign in with that username and password. Great. The second way is by connecting your Web3 wallet, which I'll do in a second here. And that basically just connects your like MetaMask wallet or something, and then any NFTs that you own, any of the NFT characters or the cosmetic assets will automatically be brought into the game if you own them, if they're stored in your wallet, right? The third way to log in, the third way to play the game, right, to get into the game is to log in as a guest, right? So you can play as a guest, and that will basically log you in anonymously. You can play the game, you can test it out, and have a bunch of fun doing it. And if you want to create an account, great. Then you can go through the necessary steps to either sign up with an email password kind of thing, or connect your Web3 wallet, and then the game will automatically save all of your information, right? So if you do continue anyway, if you do play as a guest, your username and your scores and your statistics won't be recorded, so they won't be saved. Right? So that's just keep that in mind. So we'll go ahead and connect here, connect wallet, and I already just previously logged in, so it remembers me. There you said my wallet address is up there. There is in-game music, of course, but I'll just turn that off for now, so we can kind of talk about the game a little bit. So I'll just briefly kind of go over the general interface here of the main menu. So you have your profile up here. If you click on this, it'll show you can update your PFP. You can like set up an Imgur link here for an image. Later on, we're going to be doing a sort of PFP creator with the characters after the characters are after the mint is out. After we do the mint, we're going to introduce a sort of PFP creator where you can bring in your NFT, you can put a bunch of cosmetics on them and dress them up the way you want, swap out the color background or whatever, and then you can save that as your PFP here, and you can also be able to export that as a JPEG to use for social media and stuff. So that's coming later. Other than that, you can, if you did sign up with the email and password, your username, email will show up here, but you can always change your display name, which allows you to kind of swap it out for something else if you want to. Maybe want to play anonymously or something, whatever. Everything will still be tied to your account here, but you can change your display name. A lot of games have that, so it's kind of fun. Um, these are all your player stats: total kills, total deaths, total experience points. Obviously, I'm not very good with this character or with this account. Um, but other than that, we have total bits. Which bits is a sort of virtual in-game currency that you win by playing tournament matches. That stuff will come later on. Then you got your total wins for the tournament matches, and your total matic earned, which of course all of this kind of stuff down here is stuff that we'll get into later on. Of course, the settings menu, which I pulled up earlier, has the music and sound effects for in-game sound effects. You have the show notifications, which allows you to turn off the. So you can invite your friends to play matches, right? And if your friends invite you, you can turn those notifications off if you just want to, play without without seeing those. It's your basic controls here for in-game controls. Support and EULA will be linked to pages outside of the game on the main website. Down here, you have a region selector. So right now, default is the USA region. So if you're in Europe or Asia or Australia or whatever, you can choose the region, and that allows you to have lower ping. So if you have friends that you're playing with, you can play with them and be a little bit more quick. So down here is a couple different options down here. So there's the shop, which is which shows you all of the character NFTs that are available for purchase. Um, and you can filter these guys. So I'll go to the machines. You can flip over the cards by clicking the info and stats. This is obviously really slow. I gotta adjust that, but it just shows you all of the stats, like the health points, the move speed, the default weapon, the special weapon, and then just a little brief story about that character. And so you can kind of scroll through here and choose which one you want, and you can hit the mint or the buy button depending on where you're at here. So once you do that, once you have a character, if you do decide to purchase characters, or even if you don't, in the character tab here, you can choose which one you want to play with. And so if you did buy an NFT character, they will show up here in this list. These are all of the 8 default characters that come with the game. So we have Jim Byte here, who's part of the Commoners gang. Commoners have a smoke grenade, which allows you to, you toss down a smoke grenade, it makes a big smoke cloud. The smoke for you is like translucent, like you can see through it, but it's like completely opaque for everyone else. So they can't see you in the smoke, but you can see other people, right? And then on top of that, it allows you to take way less damage while you're in the smoke, right? So it's kind of like a sort of like a shield, so you can like snipe people if they come into your smoke, right? The animals, we have Wonton, who's a black cat. Um, the animal's special weapon is poop, naturally. So they poop, and it's kind of like a landmine. So anybody that like jumps on, or comes in contact with the little poop, gets damage applied to them, right? Potentially even killing them. Uh, the law enforcement has donuts, of course, because they're a bunch of cops. Cops love donuts, right? Whatever. Um, the law enforcement, they throw the donuts out, and the donuts kind of bounce around and stuff. So if you get in contact with one of those donuts, it's bad news, right? They also have a shield. So the law enforcement and the militia both have a shield. You can hold shift to deploy the shield and block bullets. The outlaws have Molotov cocktails, which basically you throw Molotov cocktail, and as soon as it hits the surface, it explodes into a wall of fire. Anybody that comes in contact with the wall of fire gets lit on fire, obviously, and then they incrementally lose damage, right, over time, unless you pick up a health pickup, right? So if you pick up one of the health pickups, then you can stop the fire that way. Otherwise, it'll just keep killing you until you die. It's slow though, so it's relatively well balanced. Anyway, the machines, this little DJ guy right here, the machines have their special weapon is a laser, so it's like a laser beam that comes out and lasts for like 4 seconds, and it kind of just zaps everything that you come in contact with. The militia has a nuclear bomb, which spawns a little like hit marker, and you can move that around with your mouse cursor, and it takes about a second for the bomb to drop, and as soon as it does, it kind of just obliterates everything around the area that you've dropped it. They also have the shield like I just discussed. The extraterrestrials, which are aliens, they have a UFO that they can spawn, and you can abduct people with it. So you just apply damage to them. It's like totally crazy. You could control the UFO with your mouse cursor. Very similar to the uh, militia. It's a little bit more um, uh, it's a little bit more dynamic though, because you just move around the UFO and yeah. Anyway, so the supernaturals, they spawn like a AI sort of bot that's like a demon, and the demon just like runs around, and then it'll attack the closest person to you, right? So it'll search around and find the closest person around you, and then it'll just kind of go and attack them. Really powerful. So we'll play with one of these characters in just a second. I'll show you the cosmetics, so you can customize your character down here, and you can put on a bunch of stuff. So like I'll put on like a brain jar or something, or like maybe give him his hat, a pair of 3D glasses. So when you purchase, if you purchase, additional cosmetic assets, they'll show up here, and then they of course show up on your main menu here to show you what you got on. So I'll swap out my character. I think maybe I'll play with the alien because it's pretty fun. So I got my cosmetics on, got my alien. Um, Weekly tournaments is something that we'll get into in a future video. That's not something that's going to be introduced until after the mint. Um, so that's a lot of the play and earn features. So that's going to be really cool, and that's just specifically for NFT holders. Um, so if you're interested in that, stick around. Of course, join the Discord. A lot of discussion on that kind of stuff. Other than that, we have a ranking system which shows you it ranks all the players in the whole game based on the number of kills you got. So it's like sort of like the general global leaderboard. So if you start playing the game, you're going to show up here. Your friends list. One of my friends is Wildman. So you can add friends by searching for them and clicking here, and then once your friends are added, then they show up in a separate list once you create a match, right? So when you create a match, you can add one of your friends to it, and they'll get an invitation. If they're online, they get an invitation. They can choose to accept it or deny it. Um, it's pretty handy feature for allowing people to add a bunch of friends and then get people to join. Got some news here. Alpha testing has begun. Whatever. Once there's like news and like patch notes and stuff that come out, I'm going to be putting them in there so you can quickly access what's new in the game. And of course, there's a Discord link. A lot of the sort of game discussion and game chat and stuff is going to be happening on Discord. It's a little bit easier just to keep everything there. I'm always on Discord. All the community thus far is all on Discord, so come hang out with us there. So let's set up a match. I'll kind of show you this. So this is the creator join list. When people are playing games, depending on what region you're in, this is just a test build, so there's no one online yet, but we do have a bunch of alpha testers that are testing this game usually at night. So shout out to the testers. Thank you guys. Anyway, so like all the matches show up here. If there's none available, you can create one. Like I said, there's three different match types. There's the practice match, the whitelist match. So these two are going to be part of the version 1 beta launch. So as soon as the game's launched, there's going to be a practice match mode and a whitelist match mode, right? The whitelist match mode allows you to battle your friends or battle anyone else for a whitelist spot, right? That requires you. So if I click on this, it gives you a little description. It requires you to have a connected Web3 wallet, right? So you have to have a wallet connected in order to play that. And you can only play with human players, so you can't play against bots. And the winner of the match earns a whitelist spot to be able to mint an NFT character, which is really neat. And then, of course, the whitelist spot members will get a discount when the NFT drop occurs. So all you have to do is play the game, win one of those matches, and you get a little discount on one of the characters if you want to buy one, which is really cool. So a significant portion of the sales from the NFTs and from the character NFTs and the cosmetic NFTs is going to be put towards funding the pot for the weekly play to earn play and earn matches that we're going to be releasing soon here. So that's what this is. That's what the tournament mode is here. So a tournament match basically requires you to have a connected wallet. Um, you have to sign up for the weekly tournament, which we'll get into all that stuff later in a future video. Um, you earn bits in the matches based on how many people are in the match, and bits is like a virtual currency, which allows you to level up in the weekly tournament matches. Also, you can use your bits to unlock um, maps, like new maps that come out, and you can also unlock new skills, new special skills for your characters, which is really cool. So it's not a cryptocurrency. It's the bits are just like a virtual in-game currency to allow people to level up certain things. Um, yeah, so that's basically it. We'll get into the tournament mode a little bit later on, like I said. But regardless, so we have a practice match. So I'll go ahead and create a match. We'll play in the downtown area. I'll create just one other bot here, and this is where you can invite your friends. So if you have friends in your friends list, like I showed you before, they'll show up here, and you can click on this plus button, and they'll show up in an invite list. You can add as many as you want. The matches only support up to 8 players, so you can add up to 7 other friends or something, and you can always remove them if you click the next button. So let's jump into a match, and I'll kind of show you the general way it works. So this shows you the map that you're going to join or that you've chosen to play, the amount of players that are available to play in the match. Otherwise, it'll just be full of bots. It'll be you plus bots, right? And then the prize is just none free game. Otherwise, the prize could be bits or a whitelist spot. And we'll discuss more on that later. Like I said, this is all your players. It's just going to show up here when people join your match, and you can talk to them in this little chat window here. So let's go ahead and start. Play it up. Yeah, first try, baby. Let's see if I can nuke him with the dude's indestructible. I died. And of course I didn't get to use my little UFO. Maybe I can now. Boom! Done. I got it. I only set the matches to 30 seconds long, so because I'm fixing certain parts, but they're going to be 3 minutes long for once the game is released. So yeah, this shows you who won, right? And if it's a whitelist match, it'll show you got a whitelist spot, right? And you go back to the main menu, the whitelist spot will show up here. Tournament matches are a little bit different, but like I said, we'll get into that later. But yeah, anyway, so that's the game. Just wanted to get it out there and show you guys what I've been working on. This has taken a tremendous amount of work to get it to this point. Doing all of the art with the help of my fiance. We did the art, and I coded everything, and it's just been a whole thing. So very excited about this project. If you like what you see, if you're interested in just playing the game, or if you're interested in maybe doing some NFT collecting and getting into this sort of thing where you can be a part of the ecosystem and stuff, and to maybe eventually to do the weekly play and earn tournaments and stuff, join the Discord. I'll leave a link in the description for the Discord, so you can jump in there and get the scoop on what's going on as far as the future release of those components, like I mentioned. The next few weeks here, we'll be doing the beta launch for the game. So very excited about that. There'll be an announcement for that. Anyway, if you like the video, be sure to hit the like button. I always appreciate that. And leave a comment in the comment section below. And if you're not already subscribed, please subscribe. A bunch more content coming your way as far as as far as covering the development of the game. Maybe we'll go over some code stuff in the future too, if you're interested in that. Anyway, thanks so much for watching, and we'll talk to you soon.